All right, hi, I'm Jeff Braun with another Level 5 Tech Tip. Today we're talking about the steering wheel on our HPD Honda LMP2 car. It's a fairly complex piece of equipment. Let's take a look at the backside of it here and see what's there. It's a paddle shift car, so no gear lever in this car. We have a paddle for upshifting and another one here for downshifting. Allows the driver to select the gear at any time without having to lift off the throttle or take his hand off the steering wheel. These two buttons here are optional switches that we're not using currently, but there's certainly a lot more on the front side of this steering wheel. So, here's what the driver has to deal with. Let's start with this button here, simply labeled radio. If he wants to talk to us, he pushes that button, holds the button down, and speaks to the engineers in the pit lane. This flash button will flash the headlights to warn slower cars at night that he's approaching so that they have a chance to get out of the way. This OT button is what we call an overtake button. It simply puts the car at maximum power while that button's being held to help him get around another car at the detriment of fuel economy, but it does give him a burst of power. This next switch will cycle through his dashboard and give him different information display, a different page on his dash. The fuel switch here allows us to lean or richen the fuel mixture depending on what we're trying to do from a fuel economy and pit window standpoint. You have your mode switch here, which allows him to select what mode he wants for his display on the dashboard. TC1 is traction control 1. It adjusts a certain parameter of the traction control settings for the car. TC2 adjusts a different parameter in the traction control. The neutral button allows him to select neutral because of the paddle shift. The LED simply adjusts the brightness of his dashboard because since we run at night, you have to turn it down, otherwise it's too bright in their eyes. The start button is simply that, it starts the car. The alarm button allows him to acknowledge any alarms that he sees on his dashboard that might be telling him that he's about to pit or he has an engine heating problem. He can acknowledge that and clear the alarm. The drink bottle simply gives him a drink of water or energy drink that he has on board the car, pumps it straight in through the tube into his mouth that's in his helmet. And the pit speed, he depresses that and it limits the pit speed of the car as he comes down pit road to be under the ACO regulations. So drivers have a lot more to do than just steer the car around the racetrack and try to pass cars. They have to deal with all of this at the same time. It's a very complex job.